Allspice Dram is an essential when it comes to tiki cocktails. Just a little bit of spice really adds so much complexity to cocktails and helps to balance the sweetness of tiki drinks. I also like using it in fall and winter cocktails. It's an incredibly versatile cocktail ingredient. In this video, I'll be making an Allspice Dram 2 ways. The traditional way where I infuse the ingredients for 2 weeks, and an instant version. I'll share the results on which is better at the end of this video, and also make a cocktail with the preferred choice, so be sure to stick around till the end. Since I've already made my own falernum, I wanted to try to make Allspice Dram at home as well, as this is another tiki essential. Rob from Rob's Home Bar made his own Allspice Dram a while back, and I wanted to try out his recipe. It's pretty minimal when it comes to ingredients: a cinnamon stick, overproof rum, sugar, and allspice berries. The only thing that's not minimal with this recipe is the time it takes to make it. I did this in 2 parts. The first step is to toast the allspice berries. You'll want to toast them for about 5 minutes or until your house smells like Christmas. Remove the allspice berries from the heat and let them cool. Once they've cooled, I'm going to crush them in a mortar and pestle. You don't want a fine grind on this. You'll just want to crush them until they break apart into fairly large pieces. This will make it much easier to strain at the end. I'm going to add the crushed allspice berries to a jar and cover them with a half a cup of overproof rum. I'm using Wray & Nephew. This needs to infuse for 2 weeks total. On the 6th day of the infusion, I added 1 small cinnamon stick that I broke into smaller pieces. I let this infuse for another week. The cinnamon is a lot stronger of a flavor and can get over-extracted, so it's best to minimize its infusion time. And I really wanted the allspice to shine. After another 6 days, I filtered out the crushed allspice berries and cinnamon. To sweeten this dram, I made a demerara syrup using a 1/3 cup of demerara sugar mixed with 2/3 cup of water. I heated the mixture over low heat until the sugar dissolved. Once it's cooled completely, I combined the syrup with the spiced rum. This tastes really amazing off the bat, though it is a tiny bit harsh. After some time in the bottle, the flavors will smooth out quite a bit. I'll also note that you'll want to decant this after a couple of weeks, as there will be a lot of sediment at the bottom of the bottle. This Allspice Dram tastes like the holidays all bottled up. Sweet and toasty baking spices, like cinnamon, clove, nutmeg, and obviously allspice, all melded together. While I do like a long project, sometimes you just need something fast. So I wanted to see if I could get the same results in a much shorter period of time, using an ISI to rapid infuse my Allspice Dram. I'm going to toast my allspice berries just like before. I'm using a 1/4 cup. Once they've cooled, I'll add them to a mortar and pestle to crush them. I tried using a spice grinder for an even faster version, but I couldn't achieve an even grind on the allspice, since there was such a variety in the size of the berries. Some of the allspice berries got too pulverized, while others remained whole. After crushing the berries, I'll add them to my ISI whipper, along with a half a cup of Wray & Nephew overproof rum. I'll seal the top and charge the canister with 2 nitrogen cartridges. I'll shake the canister a few times, then I'll let this sit while I get to work on the syrup portion. Again, cinnamon is an incredibly strong spice that can easily overpower the allspice. So instead of infusing it with the rum, I'm going to make a cinnamon syrup instead. To my pan, I'm going to add equal parts demerara sugar and water, and 4 cinnamon sticks. Water is a much weaker solvent than alcohol, so the cinnamon won't take over the Allspice Dram. I'm going to heat this over low heat until the sugar dissolves. I'll turn off the heat and cover the pan and let this sit until it's cool to room temperature. After I've made the syrup, I'll release the gas from the ISI canister. Remove the top and filter out the allspice berries using a rinsed coffee filter. Once that's finished filtering, I'll combine it with the cinnamon syrup and then just bottle it up. This one tastes absolutely delicious too. It's already so smooth even before bottle aging. It's certainly less potent than the long infusion, but still absolutely delicious. It's so smooth that you could drink this on its own as a digestif. Each of them have very similar tasting notes. They taste like the same product, but from different brands, if that makes sense. I think you could easily swap one out for the other without noticing a difference in your cocktail. Though I think you can get away with a slightly heavier pour of the instant Allspice Dram than the traditional one. I used my fast version of Allspice Dram in my last video, where I made a ham and pineapple cocktail. So for the traditional Allspice Dram recipe, I'm going to make a tequila-based cocktail I'm calling Living on a Pear. I think aged tequila and Allspice Dram work so well together. I'm going to be adding some orchard fruit flavors to this by muddling a pear at the bottom of the shaker tin. Then I'll add the juice from half a lemon and just a touch of agave, followed by a 1/4 ounce of my Allspice Dram, half an ounce of apple brandy, and 2 ounces of reposado tequila. I'll shake this for 20 seconds and then double strain into a highball glass with ice and a little club soda. Then I'll top it off with more club soda and garnish with a slice of pear. This is such a light and refreshing cocktail. The pear, apple, and Allspice Dram go so well together with tequila. The lemon and club soda lighten up the whole drink, taking these fall flavors and making them taste summery. It's a great refreshing cocktail any time of year, really. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the like button and don't forget to subscribe if you aren't already. Thank you all so much for watching. For these Allspice Dram recipes and all of my recipes, check out theweepearl.com. See you all soon with another video. Cheers!